Good evening, fellow Jaguars. My name is Trenton Jorg Holt, and I'm a third-generation Southern University student and soon-to-be third-generation alumni of this prestigious institution.
All right.
I'm a 22-year-old chemical engineering major from Shreveport, Louisiana, and I'm here vying to be your 2014-2015 Chief Justice. For far too long, the judicial branch has been inactive, and the role of Chief Justice has simply been occupied and not served. But it's time to make a change. There should be programs placed in place to educate and inform students about the inner workings of the Student Government Association. But with this, you need absolute transparency from the Student Government Association to all students of the university, regardless of classification, notoriety, or academic standing. As your Chief Justice, I plan on bringing the old spirit of the judiciary, one that is active, working, and ready to go to work. But how can we make this happen? How can we get this accomplished? On day one, I plan to propose an amendment to Article 6, Section 6 of the Constitution that would redefine the judicial quorum. On day one, I plan to structure monthly town hall meetings so that every student voice will be heard. On day one, I plan to install traffic appeals court, so if a student receives a ticket, they'll be heard by a judiciary of their peers. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not here to be a face, but I am here to make a change. On April 7th, vote Hope, #1 on the ballot, and #1 candidate for Chief Justice. Thank you.
All right, Trent.
Before you go, Mr. McGee, we do ask the introduction to be 2 to 3 minutes. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mark McGee, and I'm a 21-year-old junior psychology major from Amite, Louisiana. I'm going to be a 2014-2015 Chief Justice. As I come before you tonight, I come before you not to make any promises that I cannot fulfill or introduce any initiatives that I cannot fulfill during my term as Chief Justice. But I come before you tonight to crack the case of 2014-2015 and help out Southern University. I feel the duty of the SGA Chief Justice is not only to promote law, but bring order as well. Since I've been a freshman in SGA, I have heard about a multitude of different problems here at Southern University, but I am here to overcome them problems. And I definitely appreciate it if I had your support if I go forth and being your 2014-2015 Chief Justice.
Leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. The challenge is to be strong, but not rude. Be bold, but not bully. Be thoughtful, but not lazy. Be humble, but not timid. Good evening, Jaguar Nation, and special shout out to the men of Southern University. Committed to Southern University, honoring men, achievement academically, shaping our future, and exercise wellness initiatives. Chase what matters, supports what matters. I am Chase Christopher Evans, a 20-year-old nursing major from Slidell, Louisiana, and I am vying to become your 2014-2015 Men's Federation President. As a past freshman class senator and an outgoing sophomore class president, I have worked tirelessly to enrich not only SU16, but also the yard into its entirety. With experience and proven results, remember to vote Chase Christopher Evans as your 2014-2015 Men's Federation President, because Chase what matters, supports what matters. Thank you.
All right, boy.
Pretty. name is Jared Kitchen Jr., a 21-year-old senior, therapeutic recreation and collegiate studies major from the Creole Cajun city of New Iberia, Louisiana. I am the position of your 2014-2015 Men's Federation President. Men of Southern University, I have just one question. Are you ready? Are you ready to take Men's Federation to the next level? Are you ready to step outside of the negative stigma placed on this fine institution and prove to the world that Southern University is home to some of the most distinguished, intellectual, and profound young men? Are you ready to raise the bar for Men's Federation just one more time? Over my matriculation here at Southern University, I have witnessed Men's Federation at one of its lowest points excel to one of its highest peaks. Serving on the Men's Federation cabinet this year as the Deputy Chief of Staff, I had a front row seat to the exposure and to the methods and the measures that it took to excel this great organization. I am asking that you trust me to be your 2014-2015 Men's Federation President and raise the bar for Men's Federation one more time. An expectation has been set, let's go higher. Thank you.
Mr. Evans, in today's academic climate, the young men that are coming into college are struggling with adjusting to being focused, professional-minded students. How do you plan on addressing these issues?
The ways that I address this issue to keep the men's attention focused on their education is to first off, offer incentives. Other than that, offer resume building programs and also different program forms that will equip them to help and just give back to different elementary schools, grades elementary through high school, to mentor the youth. Thank you.
Next up, Mr. Kitchen.
All right, Jared! Be tall.
Mr. Kitchen. Can you explain to those that have assembled tonight, how do you plan on sustaining a positive presence on campus throughout the year and not only during Men's Federation Week?
Okay, thank you for that question. My main initiative this year is a mentoring initiative that I've been speaking to Mr. Marcus Cohen about, and pretty much what it entails is incoming freshmen being paired off with upperclassmen students. And you get someone with your similar major, someone from your similar hometown, and that way you have someone to relate to. I feel like we set the standard. We are the men of this university. We must define what the man of Southern University is, and the incoming freshmen have no other choice but to follow. From there, we set the bar and raise it one more time. Thank you.
Mr. Evans.
Come on.
You stated that you were the sophomore class president. What have you done for the sophomore class men that makes you ready to be Men's Fed president?
What's coming?
Well, sir, from class forums about safe sex, to prominent guest speakers, to cordial visits in the circle, the basketball courts, and even chilling in Jones' lobby, I'm a leader, scholar, and one of the fellas, so I feel like I can relate to the students and the males on campus. Thank you.
Mr. Kitchen.
Come on, Jared.
You stated you were Deputy Chief of Staff for the Men's Federation this year, correct?
Yes, sir.
What have you done that makes you ready for the Men's Federation president?
All right, thank you. Well, anyone who is familiar with the cabinet knows that we all had titles, but we all work together as one. One thing that Stefan did try to do was pull the leadership out of each and every one of us and show us that we all are important and vital to the operation. But as Men's Federation Deputy Chief of Staff, I actually got a chance to have one-on-one time with a lot of the guys. I was at every program, every event, let them know exactly who Men's Federation are, let them know that they are part of Men's Federation, and let them know that we are here to service them and that they are as vital to the operation that we are. Thank you.
Now, Chief Justice, Mr. Treaton Hope. What are your strategies to fill the vacancies that you will have for the judicial branch in the fall?
My strategy is to fill the vacancy for the judicial branch. I plan on getting the word out and putting the emphasis on the judiciary. But as my platform stated, I understand we've had a recent problem with filling it. So I want to propose an amendment to Article 6, Section 6 of the Constitution, which will state that you only need 5 of 9 justices to fill the judiciary, which will let the judicial branch be active. But how I plan to make it active, or how I plan to get people on board, is just promote it, let people understand what the dues of it, and how we all just work together to interpret the laws, the bylaws, constitution, and election code. Thank you.
Mr. McGill. What do you see as the ultimate role of the judicial branch?
For one, it definitely is to investigate the general welfare of the student body. I feel that Chief Justice, and being a part of SGA, we should always be concerned with what is going on with our university. Whether it's simple things, such as problems in the cap, or even bigger things dealing with parking. But we definitely should always investigate what's going on. I feel that that's the #1 role, to investigate, help improve, and go forward.
Please state to us if you've ever served as a justice for your class, and if not, what makes you ready to be the Chief Justice of Southern University?
Thank you for that question. No, I have not served as a justice of my class. What makes me ready to serve for this position is because I'm a calm, collective, and cool person. I am willing to hear people's opinions. I'm willing to compromise. I'm willing to work with anyone who's around me. I feel like I can be a non-biased person, and I can just not rule, but govern simply with whoever's around me. Thank you.
Mr. Holt.
Yes.
So what have you done at Southern University that makes you ready to be the Chief Justice of Southern University?
That is a good question. What have I done at Southern University? The list isn't long, but I was a part of the Men's Federation Cabinet from 2013 to 2014. I was the secretary. As you know, the secretary, the position is not glamorous. It's not luscious. I'm not going to speak my mind, but I sit down, I hear what people say, I write it down, and I understand the flow and orders and procedures. That is what I've done at Southern University, and I've given my time to Men's Fed, and the cabinet members of Men's Fed can tell you this. Thank you for that question, sir.
One of the things I would like to do is establish justice. Make sure that it's reestablished here at Southern University. Because I feel that the thing about being Chief Justice has not been emphasized enough as it happened in the past. But I do believe it is time to bring it back. And the way I plan to bring it back is by promoting it, definitely. Walking around to the students, as I have been doing previously, asking about the general welfare. What is their problem? What is going on? Not only that, the next thing on my platform is accountability. I definitely feel as the Chief Justice, we should always hold officers accountable that's part of SGA, because they are student leaders just as well as I am. And we want the best of the best, and we always want to guarantee the best size students at Southern University. So therefore, accountability, reestablishment, and publicizing is definitely the things I plan to do. Just some of them, but not all of them.
There you go. All right, man.
Can everyone give a round of applause for your Men Federation President candidates and your candidates for Chief Justice?